Hello, hello everyone, and welcome to AWD 3302 Advanced Writing in the Technical Professions. I am Dr. White, and I'll be your instructor for this course here this semester. I'm coming to you live from my luxurious office in 429 Lake Hall. You can see the really just stunning surroundings here that we have, and I hope I get to see a lot of you this semester through office hours or other appointments, but figured I'd show you where I am, where I live, at least while I'm at work. I have a real home, I promise. And so in this video, I'm going to tell you a little bit about myself, and we'll go over course policies and the general breakdown, what some of my expectations are for you, what you can expect from the course, and I'll try to do this as succinctly as possible. I'll try to keep this to 5-10 minutes at the most. I have a tendency to ramble a little bit, so my hope is that I can keep it kind of short and put you in a position to get what you need to get out of this course. So you'll see these videos from me periodically. You'll have a video lecture for each module, each big graded writing assignment that we do. You'll probably have a couple little guys in between, and you'll also have to do some of these on your own, as you'll see when you look over the syllabus. So the whole idea of the videos is to put names to faces to interests to personality, hopefully a little bit, so that this online class can get a little bit of the sense of community that we also get from the in-person work that we do. This is my first time with the YouTube channel, hence why it took me a little bit to set it up. If you have any problems with that, reach out to me, let me know. So what I'm going to do right now is just tell you a little bit about myself, and then we'll switch to looking at the syllabus together. So, hi, I'm Dr. White. I've been teaching here at Northeastern for quite a long time. Let's just say that when I came here, it was a year that started with 2-0. And, well, I guess it still does. So 200. How's that? Okay, that's better. 200. I've taught AWD, all different sections of it. I've taught 3302. I've also taught the business writing section a lot, as well as health sciences and interdisciplinary. So my approach to teaching AWD is to make this course all about community, about our community in our classroom, whether that's virtual or on the ground, about communities of readers and writers and communities of researchers and practitioners in the field who use writing to communicate ideas, build community, create knowledge, and do things and make stuff. And I try to model these processes for you and put you in a position to see how writing exists within the framework of what you already do, in terms of coursework, in terms of co-op, in terms of future experiences, in terms of your personal life. And I believe that by bringing all of these aspects together, calling our attention to practices that we already engage in but we may not be familiar with or have a name for, we can really learn how to become better writers, and we can become more effective at what we already do. I encourage all of you to build on your strengths and prior knowledge rather than to start new things from scratch, and you'll see that your assignments this semester reflect that. And of course, my approach to teaching comes largely from my experiences as a scholar. I did my dissertation and my PhD work here at Northeastern in the English department. I researched early American literature and literary history, so I know an awful lot about the American Revolution period, 1776, and broadly speaking, the years 1730 to 1850. If you ever want to discuss systems of government or theories of history and historicism, I'm your man. But what I found when I was researching is that the knowledge that we have about that period and the content that I was looking at, that knowledge and what we know really depends on who you ask. So if you were to ask a political historian about the period, they would explain things to you in terms of how a political system developed as a compromise between different groups with different self-interests out of the colonies. If you ask a a literary scholar about genre, they would tell you that the emergence of the novel around 1790 was a formative moment in how individuals developed a sense of self. If you were, and so on and so forth. If you ask an economist, they'll tell you it was a tax revolt that became a revolution. So this theory kind of really extends into my teaching. And what we're going to do in here is learn how, in the technical professions, writing is something that's all around us. It's easy to think that, oh, I'm studying a technical profession, I'm not going to write. Well, that's true to an extent. You won't be writing 30-page MLA style research papers looking at poetry and form. Uh, but think about all the writing that you do: technical reports, presentation notes, white papers, email. I know it's big on that. Interpersonal communication, especially in the workplace. Team projects are all about clear communication. And how does that communication happen? Writing. Text messages, emails, social media. That's all stuff that we're going to cover in here. And at the same time, we're going to learn about academic research, because academic research methods certainly differ across discipline and field, but some practices such as citation, intellectual integrity, uh, argumentation strategies, and rhetorical situation, those transcend discipline. And in a lot of cases, rhetorical situation is the key to understanding it. So we'll get into this as we get to the content of the course. The reason I'm telling you a little bit about it now as I introduce myself is so you understand where I'm coming from. And in your videos where you introduce yourself to the class, I'm going to ask you to tell us a little bit about where you're coming from, academically, personally. I'm sure that fits into it as well. Uh, I should add too that one of the reasons that I'm teaching writing, even though I studied literature, is because I love teaching. I love teaching. I love being in a room, virtual or on the ground, with students, and getting to kind of coach you up and guide you along the way here. I have a lot of jobs in my writing environment. Accountability, I need to hold you accountable, but also I want to be your biggest supporter and your biggest coach. I want everybody to do really well, and I'm here when you're struggling as well. So let's shift focus now a little bit to the course policies and the syllabus, and then I will post this video and let you get along with knowing each other. So I'm going to shrink myself, and I'm probably going to disappear here as I go and open the syllabus. Look at that. We can do both. Isn't that amazing how technology works these days? So this is generally one of the things that you'll see me do throughout the semester with my lectures. I'll shrink myself down to the corner of the screen here, and we'll read the document together. So the first thing you'll notice looking at the syllabus here, I do have office hours. They're Wednesday from 12 to 1 when you can come find me in here. And if you have questions about the course, I'd love to talk to you about them. If you just want to get to know me, I'd love to get to know you. So anything you want to stop by at All 4 Works. Here's my email address. Use that. In my many years of teaching, I've never had anybody call the English department main office, but I think we have to include it for some reason. So, okay. So you need to read the syllabus. I'm not going to quiz you on it, but I'll tell you that the course description tells you a lot about how I approach the course. It offers you some things that you might broadly consider to be learning objectives, and what it outlines kind of the work we're going to do here. So in terms of how the course is going to run and why we're taking this course, read this. It'll tell you. All reading materials will be posted to Blackboard. You have to buy nothing for this course with the possible exception of a 1-month membership to the website www.medium.com. We'll get to that later on. So what is the course structure? Well, we are going to do 1, 2. I need to redo my numbering. We have 4 main units in here. Number 1 is called a discourse, community, and genre analysis. That is 20% of your grade. The end product for this unit is going to be a 5 to 6 page essay. You have a reading assignment for it, and then you have to start doing a little bit of preliminary research. But remember, this is a course that I'm approaching as all about community. So what do you have to do when you're learning about a community of readers and writers? You have to figure out who you are and who your people are. And then you have to engage them and understand how they communicate. This is kind of like being on the outside looking in. Uh, and so that's your first unit. You're going to write a 5 to 6 page essay. Module 2, scholarly writing. You'll notice there are 1, 2, 3 graded assignments here. The annotated bibliography, the conference abstract, and the research synthesis worth 15, 10, and 25% of your grade, respectively. Here, you will be handing these in at different times, but I encourage you to think of it as one big module. Scholarly writing. This is a class about community. So who's your audience for scholarly writing? Scholars. It's other people who write to create knowledge about the field that you are studying. So in Module 1, where you're learning about a community and who you're writing about and how it works, your audience is me. It's an academic paper. Module 2, your audience is peers. Essentially, it would be faculty in your knowledge field. So if you're computer engineering, your audience would be computer engineering professor. If you're computer science, it'd be that. And even more narrowly than that, whatever your particular concentration is, that's your audience. So you're writing to create knowledge about a very specific field here. This should say module 3. I adapted some stuff and I didn't fix the numbers. Sorry. Public writing, you're going to write for a public audience. So your audience is essentially your peers, smart people who just may not know a lot about what particularly you are writing about. And module 4, yeah, I know. The reflective, let's just fix it right now. Look how easy that was to do. The reflective essay, again, there your audience is me. So you're writing about your growth in the course. So what this means is you're taking a kind of trajectory over these 4 modules from learning about a community and how it works, writing for that community, writing for a public audience on behalf of the community. So for instance, you might say, okay, I've been researching something, whatever it is, alternative energy. Everybody wants to research alternative energy right now. And now I'm going to explain to a public audience why wind power is important, but we need to supplement it with nuclear power as well to lower carbon emissions. Okay, so you're going to write for a public audience, and then reflective essay, you're writing back to me. So in a way, this course is kind of there and back again with a difference, where you start as a student writing for a professor. Now you write for peers within your field, expert level peers. Then you take all that expert knowledge about your subject and you write for a general public and you inform them, persuade them, whatever. And then in module 4, you're writing for me again to tell me what you've learned. So you're probably left wondering, what am I writing about? I don't know. Good question. This course relies on self-directed learning. So what that means is you're going to pick something you're interested in and you're going to go read about it. You're going to say, hey, I'm in a class I took, I got to learn about topic X. I wish I could have learned more about it. This is your chance. You're going to go into the library databases and you're going to go discover more about something you're interested in studying. It's that simple. Course policies, what do these look like? So I want you to read this really carefully on your own. Discussion guidelines and expectations. These structure your day-to-day work in the course, and it explains how, in part, you'll be assessed. Peer review, again, read it on your own. Any questions, please post. Participation, attendance. You'll notice this bolded sentence here. You have to stay on schedule for this course. It's asynchronous, which means we're never going to meet at the same time. But there are deadlines that are common, and keeping to those deadlines ensures that the whole course can run smoothly. Because a lot of it is peer post and peer response, which means you can't respond unless someone else has created something. Ergo, those are not flexible. If you have a reason that you can't do it, let me know. We'll see if we can work something out. But for the most part, you really have to keep to those. Here's your final grade equation. Never say you don't know your grade in this course. You do. Writing program policies, you're responsible for all of these, so make sure you know them. Attendance and lateness, you can read that here on your own. There's no point for me saying it in a video like this. Um, Writing Center, I really, really, really encourage you to use it. It's really helpful, especially in an online class. Especially in an online class, Writing Center can be vital for you. Uh, okay, so boilerplate stuff, that's important. Okay, so calendar of assignments. How do you know what to do? Here are your deadlines. And you'll see that for each day, and it's not every day, but it's most days, you have a couple different things to do. So today, read and watch. What do you have to do? You have to watch this video and you have to read the syllabus, specifically a few sections, skim the calendar of assignments, and then you need to make a YouTube video introducing yourself to the class. So what are my expectations for it? I want you to take a minute or two and just tell us about yourself. What are you studying? What have been some of your cool co-op experiences? What do you want to learn more about? If you could research anything related to what you're studying, what is it? Why are you interested in it? And who are you? Tell us about yourself. So for each day that you have something due, I've outlined what exactly it is. Each of these headings here, like peer response, read and watch, discussion post, that's a short assignment. So for instance, peer response, I'm going to ask you to go onto the YouTube channel and to reply via comment to some of your peers' videos. These are the things that count that you have to meet the deadlines for. These are the short assignments, okay? If you don't do one of these by the deadline, again, unless you tell me ahead of time and we work out a plan, you lose 1% of your final grade. It's that simple. This is a course that's based on peer posting and peer response. Again, community. So you have to do them. You have to do them one time. The big stuff that you'll probably want to really consider will be a little bit later on. For instance, down here on the 20th, there's your rough draft of your first writing assignment. And then your first big due date is going to be the 27th of January. Of course, there's a lot of short assignments to get you there. I think the syllabus is pretty clear. If you have questions on how to read it, please, please, please let me know because the syllabus is your vital thing, okay? Everything that you have to do is in the syllabus. The syllabus is the answer to almost any question you might have in this course regarding policies or what to do or instructions. All right, I'm going to say goodbye at this point. It's been great getting to know you a little bit. Look at the material, create your introduction video, get set up with the YouTube channel, and we'll get after it. I hope to hear from all of you. Hope to get to know you all. I can't wait to watch your videos. Welcome to the course. I hope you enjoy it.